Hi, welcome back to another episode of Justlivin Designs podcast. My name is Shannon, Justlivin Designs. This is episode number 27. It is Thursday morning, just after 8:30, September 26th. So we're almost to the end of September. Doesn't feel like it. It's hot. We were just up in the mid 90s again yesterday. It's wrong. I live in Montana. A lot of times by this point, we might have already had snow, and it shouldn't be 90 degrees. Shouldn't have to run the AC. I mean, my garden's still living, so that's something, but man, the heat. So what I'm wearing right now, I'll talk about it in a second, but it's not gonna stay on for very long. Other things, everything I talk about will be linked down below. I also have my Ravelry pattern page, because I am an independent knitwear designer. That will be linked down below, plus my link tree that has other places you can find my patterns like Payhip and Love Crafts if you cannot use Ravelry. I have my Goodreads linked down below. There is a local candle maker that I have an affiliate link with down below, and a coupon code actually for her candles. What else? My Instagram, I'm at Justlivin Designs on Instagram. That's where I'm probably most active. My feed is all just my designs and stuff like that. But then my stories, I'll have other stuff in it. All right. This is my podcast that I like to talk just about my general making, what I am working on. If there's new designs coming out, I'll talk about those. But for the most part, it's just, a lot of other people's designs that I work on, because I don't just knit my own things. I also will talk about any acquisitions that might have come in, and then at the end I'll talk about what I'm reading and what I'm watching, and then life stuff. So if you're only here for the yarny stuff, that's in the beginning. All right, let's get on with it. What I'm wearing is actually a finished object. You guys saw this last time. Oh, and also I forgot to tell you, I talked about it at the end of the last episode, but my podiversary, 1 year podiversary happened. It was, I released my first episode September 20th, 2023. So this is 1 year is done. Yay, happy podiversary. I was maybe gonna podcast last week on Thursday, or record an episode on Thursday, so it would be out on Friday. Life did not equate to that happening, so I was like, I'll just stick on my 2-week schedule. But yeah, 1 year at doing this, and thank you for all the new subscribers. I have seen an influx lately, and I say thank you. For people that might not know, since the new subscribers have come along, I am a stay-at-home mom / knitwear designers. I also teach knitting classes locally. My husband works from home, so he's down in the home office. And we have 3 larger dogs and 2 kids, and they are, our daughter is a high school sophomore and our son is a 7th grader. But yeah, so that is the life stuff. Like I said, I come from Montana, and I love to be outside and to hike and stuff. We're kind of getting at the end of the hiking season. I don't like to hike so much in the fall because of bears are more active. So I just try not to do it as much. Not out in the mountains, at least. We'll do it around town locally. Some of the fun hiking trails that we have around town, but we won't usually go up to the mountains this time of year as much. Let's see. Okay, now into finished objects / what I'm wearing. Again, you guys saw this last episode. If you were there, this is my self-drafted pattern. I have a worsted weight that you can buy pattern with this design. It's Winter Nights, and this is my Winter Nights Light. I have not written it up yet. I haven't decided exactly when that's going to happen, because doing all the sizing is just a lot for me. But I enjoyed it. It took me a long time. I think I worked on this for 3 years. Well, I worked on it and then put it away because it's fingering weight and it takes forever, and you know how it is. And then when I decided to finally pick it up, I just banged it out pretty quickly. So I'll stand up. It is the same general construction as the original. So it is a top-down drop shoulder cardigan with exposed seams for the top and the bottom. You knit the band as you go in twisted rib. The bottom hem is all twisted rib. There's a twisted rib along the side seam to kind of, since it is an oversized cardigan, it kind of sucks it in a little bit more so it doesn't feel so bulky. Has pockets that I added a different color for mine. You can see some of my ends are a little bit long. But yeah, I love this one. I knit this one with Barrett Wool's Wisconsin fingering, Quaker Gray, and then the pocket lining is Brooklyn Tweed Loft and Sap, I believe. But I will have at least the project page for this linked down below, and you know, if I ever get to the point where I write it up and get it graded, because I like, if I'm gonna release especially a pattern that has for people to wear, I like a large amount of sizes, and that just takes longer for me to figure out. I'm not the math one. All right, I'm gonna take that off because I'm a little warm. Like I said, I have a window open because it's cooler in the mornings, but I'm still upstairs and it's just warmer up here. And then we'll probably have to run the air conditioner again today because it's just too warm. All right, next finished object is, you guys saw one of these last time. It is my son's Halloween socks. This is my trusty top-down sock pattern, which is a pattern that you can find in all my places. It has a heel flap and gusset that has a garter edge, and I just recently added a tutorial on my channel here that has how to pick up how I like to pick up stitches along a garter edge that I do in my mitered square blanket, and then also on these socks. So yeah, this is the contrast color I only use for the cuffs because my family really loves ribbed socks, and I prefer to do a 3x1 ribbing so it's not as much purling. But I like the look of it. I like having a 1x1 with a 3x1, and if you're gonna change ribbing, I like the look of it with a different color. So this is Yarnaceous Fibers La Brea Tar Pit in her Salta fingering, and this is Bumblebee Acres Yarn and Farm in their Courgette base, which is like more of a rustic-y sock yarn, and it has it's Pumpkin Ghoul, I believe is the colorway of this one. I bought it, I think last year when they had their Halloween update. I had a few skeins still in stash, and so these are my son's socks. He likes them nice and tall. All right, and then I also finished my daughter's Halloween socks, which I think I had started last time because I finished one of my son's and then started my daughter's and then finished one of hers and then finished my son's second sock. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. And these were also my mystery stash yarn that I have stowed away, where I knit one pair of socks out of stash yarn, a mystery stash skein that's wrapped up every month. And so this was this month's. It just so happened to be kind of a spookier colorway. This one is Freckled Whimsies Wednesday Club that I don't think she has going on anymore. She kind of has a Halloween club going on now. And this was last year's September club, and it was You Can't Wake the Dead is the colorway. And then I had and this is Eggplant from Yarn Cafe Creations. I had a mini that I used just for the cuffs and toes. This is a vanilla sock. I don't have a pattern for this one. I did it toe up, 3x1 rib, because again, my family likes the rib socks, 1x1 for the cuff, and I did a cut in afterthought heel. There is a tutorial on this channel as well for how to do that. Maybe I'll start linking the tutorials that I talk about up above, because maybe I'll have the one for how I pick up the garter stitch linked up above with one of those little eyes, and then I could do this one as well. And then if you want a pattern for knitting afterthought heels, I do have my Time May Change Me sock design, which has an afterthought heel in it, and it has a little texture with self-striping yarn. If you need an actual pattern for it, that one has a pattern. My tutorial just shows you how to do the cut in afterthought heel. It doesn't tell you numbers or anything. All right, and that's my finished objects. That's 3. It's pretty good. All of them you saw as whips last time, so that's also pretty good. All right, next I'll show you some whips. I brought 4 up right now. I am working on some other things like designs behind the scenes and stuff, and I might put like a little bit of effort on some blankets that I don't show you, but if I don't put a lot of effort, I don't want to bring them up. But I decided to cast on, since I didn't have any socks that weren't designs on the needles, I decided to cast on this sock. So this is a new whip, and this is, I actually have the tag for this one, Woolens and Nosh in her Targi fingering, and the colorway I Read Banned Books, because this week is Banned Book Week here in the United States. It's the Library Association or something does that, and I thought it was apt to cast on my I Read Banned Books colorway. And I actually kind of think they kind of blend into the fall theme anyways. Like, they look a lot like fall leaves. And that's another reason I'm wearing this t-shirt today with fall and a book. But yeah, so this is, like I said, it's Michelle's. I love her self-striping yarn. She has amazing colorways, but I also like this base. It's like a more substantial rustic-y base. It's so soft and squishy. And this one, again, I'm just knitting toe up. This one I don't have any ribbing on it because they might be my socks, and if my daughter really wants them, she can have them, but she doesn't get ribbing. I just wanted a vanilla sock, and I'm not using any contrast colors, so I just cast on with the color, and I'm going up, and then once I get it tall enough, I will do probably a 2x2 rib for the cuff. And I have my heel marked with these blue stitch markers, and I count every 10 rows with these markers, so I can know, exactly where I'm placing the heels and exactly how many rounds I do the sock, so the second sock will be the same. But yeah, and I'll just use the same, this yarn again to stripe, make the bullseye afterthought heel stripe that I like to do. So yeah, I started these on Monday, and it's Thursday morning, so I've done a fair amount, and this is just kind of like my vanilla knitting when I'm not doing work knitting or crocheting or working on some of the other projects that I'll pick up. I have knitting ADHD. I can't knit on one thing for very long, so that's why I usually have a lot of whips. All right, next one. So not a new cast on from last time. This is the Gramps cardigan by Tin Can Knits. I've knit this before. I don't know if I've ever knit a baby size, but I knit a child size for my daughter years and years and years ago. And it's just a great raglan cardigan with a shawl collar, and you can have pockets or not. This is meant for worsted weight yarn, but the gauge is 20 stitches and 28 rows, and I get that gauge easier with DK personally, even though I still have to go, like, the needle size required is 7s for the body, and I went down 2 needle sizes even with DK weight yarn. So I'm a loose knitter. But this is, it's getting kind of long for this cord. I might have to go up to another cord. I don't have any stitch stoppers on here yet. But here is the beginning. So there's the back, and then the raglan seams. I don't want that so close to the edge. Here's a little pumpkin pie progress keeper from one of my favorite makers. This Charmed and Dangerous. That one on the sock that I just showed you was also Charmed and Dangerous. It was a little ghosty sugar cookie. And then here I'm using the markers again. This is a four row repeat of increases. So I'm just putting a marker every 4 rows right now to know that I did my increase, or which row I'm on for my increase, so I can just kind of easily keep track. But yeah, this is, I don't think I have any tags. So I am alternating skeins. You can kind of see it striping a little bit. This is hand-dyed yarn. It is actually back behind me. This is Deep Stash. I bought this from when we used to have a fiber fest here in town before COVID. And this is from Ranching Tradition Fiber. And this is kind of a precursor to a yarn that she kind of sells now. She just called it, she didn't have like a name for this one, I don't think. Or maybe, oh, Tobacco Root Valley. So it is like the original. It's 100% Targhee wool, Montana raised and processed. So it's very local. This is Tammy Noise. And it's, yeah, it's a 3 ounce, about 250 yards. And this colorway was fur. So it's a lovely green. This is the color, this sweater, I don't think I mentioned, is for my husband. He, now that he works from home, the office that, our home office is kind of chilly, especially in the winter, and he wears his sweaters a lot. And he really likes the dude cardigan that I made him a few years ago, which this will be essentially the same type of style, raglan with the shawl collar. It just won't have all the color work on it. And so this is just going to be a green cardigan. I had plenty of yarn in stash because I had bought this to make something else and just wasn't working on it, so I stopped. So that's why, like right now, I have 2 balls of yarn in here that I had started with that were ripped out from the previous project. So, and I'll alternate throughout this one just because they are all kind of a little bit different. Ooh. That one has a lot of light right there, you know, so I'll just keep alternating skeins. But yeah, so that is a longer project because making a sweater for a man always takes longer. And this is in, I don't even know if they sell this size anymore. I think it's the, is it the 4 or the 5? It's Hide and Hammer, but it's the really big one. So it's not, the 3 is the normal sized roll top bag. And then she has like a mini sock size one. And then this was the extra large one that I don't know if she makes it anymore, but it's really good for like, right now it has plenty of room in it. But it's great for like my husband's sweaters. They almost always go in here because it has enough room to fit everything. All right, now I'll go on to a few blanket whips that you've seen over the time. And first I'm gonna do the minis blanket that you haven't seen for a little while. Have a shorter needle cable in there because I'm getting to the point where I need to get off my really long needle. All right. So let's see. From the last time you all saw it was probably a month or 2 ago I showed it. I was down where that marker is. So since then I've added 1, 2, 3, and I'm on another darker brown than that one. So I've added 3 minis. And you can see like I'm not even, this is a 40-inch cable and I'm not stretched, I'm not all the way to the tips and it's stretched out plenty far. But this blanket is a self-drafted pattern of just a corner to corner garter stitch blanket with an I-cord, built-in I-cord. I haven't decided if I'm going to write up the pattern or not. I'm knitting it with 20 gram minis from 3 different dyers that kind of all played well together in this like moody fall color. And I put them together so they kind of gradiate out from the dark color into the oranges and the lighter colors. Here's the middle section. And then they come back out. So it's no 2 colors are alike, but they kind of have a similar vibe on either end and in the middle. So yeah, I am on, what do I have? I'm on 22, I think. Just started the 22nd color, and like I said, I'm making it out of minis. I'm making it out of 24 minis, so it would work for the Advent blanket. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna write it up because it's fairly simple, but it is like a big endeavor. So to have somebody test it would take some time, I think. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's quite big. Like when I'm working on it now, well, here, I'll stand up. It is underneath my toes, and the middle is down here. So the middle comes up to about, not quite, my hips are right here. So right now it's kind of up to my shoulders. This is kind of where I was holding it at the corner, not at the side edge. So it'll be nice and long. I'm knitting it with US 5 needles, I think, to have a nice drape to it. And it's a lighter blanket, like I said, it's fingering weight, lighter blanket. It's great. I love blankets when it's when you got air conditioning going. So last whip is my granny stripe. I have actually been working on this a lot. I generally work on it in the mornings. So, oh, I forgot to put an extra needle back in the bag. Oh, and this is in a bag by Bink Waffle, one of the big giant loop bags. I've had this one for a really long time. It's great for giant sweater projects or blankets. And then this last one is there's the right side. My granny stripe. This one, again, I'm using 20 gram minis or leftovers. They're mostly leftover sock scraps. This is where I was last time I showed it to you, in this colorway. And I have added, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've added 5 now because I'm right at the end of this top one that I've done since last time. So that's pretty good for me. And all these markers mark my progress monthly, and you can see in the summer months I wasn't knitting nearly as much, but this was the beginning of September, and I'm already, or crocheting as much, I'm already way up here. So I've probably added, what, 8-10 inches since the beginning of September. My ultimate goal, I would love to finish this by the end of the year, but we'll see. We'll see. I started this one a really long time ago and then just didn't work on it. And then I, this last year, picked it up in like March, I think. And I've added quite a bit from there, because where's that marker? Yeah. So this is from here to here is what I had from like 2 years ago whenever I cast it on. And then the rest is all the way up. All right. So that's all my whips. Okay, and then let's see. I think that's all for the knitting and stuff. And acquisitions, all I have is a little tiny one from Simply Serving. She's a charm maker as well. She has a site on Etsy that I will link her site below. I didn't take these out of the plastic yet, but I got, this was a pre-order for a sand snake from Beetlejuice. So I wanted to get that guy. And then the other one's gonna be a gift for my daughter, but I don't think she usually watches these, so I will show you the other one. I love him. I'll have to go on to a sock whip. And then the other one, my daughter is crazy for mayonnaise. So I got her a mayonnaise jar. Because I think it's hilarious. She puts so much mayonnaise on things, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, that's my only acquisition. So yay me, no more yarn. Well, there'll be yarn coming in the mail, don't worry. Always kind of is, but I'm trying to be good. Oh, and I think I forgot to tell you, this bag that I had my socks in is a library card bag. People probably have seen this fabric before, but this is which one is this? Is this Barley and Pearls? I think it's Barley and Pearls. But yeah, I like their bags. I have a few of them. And this one's cute, and I thought the band books was perfect for in a library bag. All right, so that's all the knitting, yarny, crafty stuff. Next, I'm going to talk about what I've been reading, watching, and life stuff. So reading, I have finished, let's see, 2 books. I finished The Queen of Nothing, which was the 3rd book in the series from Holly Black, about fairyland and all this stuff. I didn't like this book nearly as much as the middle one. The middle one, The Wicked King, I think was the best book of the 3. So I personally, it wasn't a great series for me. I think I gave it 3s because it was like, it was a book, I read it, but not, my daughter might like them more. I know it is like a YA type theme novel, so maybe that's why I don't like it as much, but I thought the storyline was sometimes forced and sometimes like, what? You know? So I didn't really enjoy it. The next book I finished was on my Libby app from the library. It was a Freida Mcfadden book of The Coworker. I did enjoy that one. I've come to realize I do really like Freida Mcfadden books. They're like thriller mystery type books where she usually has you guessing till the end, like, or you don't quite know the full story until she tells you, which is nice. I don't like reading those thriller mystery books where you know what's going on. So yeah, and then I am listening to currently Artificial Condition. It's the 2nd book in the Murderbot series from Martha Wells. That one I have on Audible because they have, I think, the first 5 books. I just have like the general Audible subscription right now, so I'm not like paying to get credits. I can listen to the books that I've already bought, and I also they have a lot of free books if you have that like general subscription. And like I said, I think the first 5 books, and I think there's 6 right now in that series, and they're really quick books. They're small books. They only take about 3 hours to listen to. And then I'm reading at night. I'm reading a Stephen King novel that I've never read before. Seen the movie, just never read the book. It's Carrie. I'm more than halfway done with that one, I think. It is, sometimes Stephen King books, reading them can be more of a challenge, but I'm enjoying it. Again, I already kind of know the story because I've seen the movie. I've seen like the differences in casting that they've made compared to what the descriptions are in the book and stuff, but I'm enjoying it. And then watching, we went, I think the weekend after our last podcasted, we went and saw Beetlejuice, took the family there. We also watched the original shortly before that, just because we always usually watch it this time of year anyway, so we figured we'd watch that and then go to the second one. I was a little disappointed in the second one. I knew it wouldn't be as good. I mean, when it's over 30 years for a sequel to come back, but even the storyline I didn't really enjoy. There was some parts that were good, but they just kind of like, it fell flat how they ended parts of it or something. It was just like, what? So I don't know. I did not enjoy it nearly as much. It was better than the Hocus Pocus 2 though, at least. That one was really bad. So this one was better than that, but still not that great. Glad I saw it, but not that great. We have been watching X-Men with the kids, the movies. A while back we watched the first one, and then we just watched the second one night. We don't have a lot of time to watch stuff as a family right now. I've been watching football. The Broncos actually won last Sunday, so that was amazing because they hadn't been playing so great, and they played very well last Sunday. I've been rewatching Gilmore Girls. We'll probably start picking up some more of the scarier or Halloween type movies shortly when we have time with the kids. I think that's about it for watching. Life stuff, it's the same old where, you know, everybody's in school. The kids have, well, my son's in soccer, my daughter's reffing soccer, so Saturdays are kind of taken over by soccer. They were both sick last week and are still kind of dredging through it a little bit this week. They didn't ever miss school, but they probably could have. They just suffered through it, really. Because my daughter really doesn't like to miss school because it's so hard to make up unless she's absolutely feeling bad. And a lot of times, like, they start to feel bad towards the end of the day at school and then just kind of like chill at home and just like she would do her homework. He would like just kind of chill and like watch YouTube videos and take medicine and go to bed early. So they got a lot better. Getting some Halloween decorations going. I need to pick up a few things that I want to add to the display this year. I love Halloween. I usually don't decorate too much for it until like this weekend. I'll probably put most of my stuff up, so like a week before or a month before Halloween. With my husband being home, it's nice. We've been getting out for almost daily dog walks. Right now it's been so hot, like I said at the beginning. We were up in the mid-90s. It's been in the 80s all week, and then we got up into the mid-90s, and I still supposed to be in the 80s all through the weekend, I think. But we can get out for a dog walk usually. Even if we get out by 10 or 11, it's generally not too hot yet. So it's when he can take a break from work, when he might not have a meeting or, you know, can get away, and we get out for a dog walk. So that's nice for them and for us. I think that's just about everything. I hope you guys had a good 2 weeks. I hope you have a good next 2 weeks. And I hope it feels more like fall next time I come back here, because we'll be into October by then. It better feel more like fall than it does right now. All right, you guys. See you later. Bye.